Hello, welcome. I would like to join the conversation on the Severance series. I've been hooked on it since I catched a glimpse on some YouTube channels that have been covering it. And I didn't think that Season 2 was gonna be so good. Season 1 made me marathon it, right? Straight away. And I have decided to join the conversation, so I created this YouTube channel. Anyway, so welcome and thank you if you are here. Of course, if you are watching it, you are here. So welcome and join me in this conversation. I want to be taking this journey not as the same breakdown that I see in many videos, because I feel like I would be copying it in a way, and maybe our talking points are kind of close, but I wanna take each episode under my perspective on the things I found out more interesting. This episode, after we came from the last, when they had this activity outdoors, I think they went like near the center of the earth or something. I think this big Iceland park, or that's what Milchek said. I think this is below Lumon. I think the elevator just keeps going down. I think I was somehow validated in a way, because the mysterious character that looks like Petey in the silhouette in the start of episode 5, he takes the elevator down. So it may be anyway, but these mysteries will be unraveling as the seasons go. This episode was so good because we found out that we lost Irving big. Irving, John Tarturo's character, we lost him from the team, from the MDR, but it looks like he, as well as the other characters, there is tremendous symbolism from transmutation, especially for Irving. We found out that Mark and Dylan have tremendous, much more personality. They're innies. Innies are kind of like children, because they have been severed, and all their life experiences, most of them have been extirpated. So they don't have life experiences beyond work, right? So they are kind of growing up, and they demand Milchek to know what happened to Irving. But he gives like a very cryptic response. He says he's on a long voyage on a cruise at sea, right? And many things happen on this episode that point out that what happened to Irving, it's some kind of complete the stages of a ritual of transmutation. Transmutation is a deep change that passes through a ritual sacrifice of death and rebirth. And you see on the screen that I took some notes while I was watching the episode. This is mainly because I don't have very good memory, right? So I need to write it down. The first thing that catches my eye, my ear, was like when Helena Eagan right? You know, the Audi of Helly, excuse me, was talking to one member of the board. You know, the fat guy, the jolly fat guy that has the mean face, right? And he tells her that the medical team have checked her tempers, like she almost died drowning, but the medical team somehow checked her qualities to improve, that are symbolic, right? That are emotional, mental, right? They're the tempers of Eagan that he tamed, right? It's super weird, right? Because you will feel like he would have told him something like, you don't have a permanent injury, you're gonna be fine, you don't have brain damage, right? Then we find out that Irving is gone for good, like his innie is dead. Irving B passed the stage of death, but Mark is reintegrated. Dylan is almost reintegrated, right? So they know he's dead, but they know that he's not dead, right? Because they know there is such a thing as an innie and an Audi, and they share somewhat of a connection. So because they were part of this plot, like that we saw on the final episodes of season 1, where they struggle to get free from these shackles, the chip of the Severance procedure that cuts out a part of you and leads a tiny part of you to work on the Severance floor. So it's super weird, right? Because we enter this stage of this strange symbolic ritual, because Milchek is told by Dylan and Mark that they want to have some sort of memorial service, some sort of a mock funeral, right, for Irving, because he's gone, he's dead, his innie is dead. Because once you're fired and you are taken out of the company, that person that you were disappears. This is super weird, and has maybe some on purpose. It's kind of overloaded with symbolism of rituals, right? Because Milchek tells them when they go in a room, right, and he says, you have 9 seconds to mourn. Then they bring a pineapple that is carved on like the head of Irving. This is super freaky, right? Because he's all red, right? Like it's his bloody head on a platter, like he has been beheaded and sacrificed, and they're gonna eat him. They're gonna devour him. This is super strange. The other thing that we see is that there is no replacement for Irving. There is no replacement, right? The square turns on a trinity. There is no 4 seats anymore, only 3. The innies, in a way, have evolved. They are not needed anymore. They have refined themselves into 3. It's super weird, right? Everyone's in this episode passes for some kind of ritual, because Milchek has this evaluation, right? Workplace evaluation, and the guy, the jolly fat guy from the board, gives it to him, and he talks a lot of atonement. You must suffer, you must repent, suffer to purify yourself. And he's reminded to not go easy on the workers. So, and we see on the outside, right? We see on the inning, on the MDR team, how they symbolically, ritualistically try to transcend. But Irving, now that he's out, he is on this long voyage. His long voyage into the unknown, into the truth. And he is almost by himself getting reintegrated. And it's super interesting because this guy from the board, this fat guy, I don't remember the name, but he has the frolic tattoo. He talks about Mark S as one of the most important things in the world, in history. He talks about evolution, right? They are using these jobs, these innies, to do something to the mind and spirit of man. Maybe reintegration was part of their plan all along, or maybe they have adapted. They're looking for this evolution, and this maybe makes sense because you see that Helena Eagan, that is Helly, she doesn't want to come back to the office, right? To her innie, because of course she almost died twice, right? But his father, the current CEO, has advice for her to return. So her father wants her to complete this ritual before whatever is going to happen next happens. So she's part of it because she is in line for the throne. Anyway, super interesting. Let me know what you guys think about it. Do you agree, disagree? Talk to me. And looking forward to keep enjoying this series with you. This is one of the most interesting series I have come across in a long time. Very interesting. See you guys on the next episode. Goodbye.